Next question of exercise 9.2. Again, it's page number 190 in your textbooks. You can turn to page number 190. Exercise 9.2. We have done first two questions, which were based on addition and subtraction of rational numbers. Now we have to perform multiplication and division of rational numbers. For multiplication and division of rational numbers, again, we will be using the rules which we use to multiply and divide fractions, along with the rules which we used for multiplying and dividing integers. So I'll just quickly go over what were the rules. Whenever you are multiplying fractions, you can work with like and unlike fractions both. It doesn't require your fractions to be like fractions. In multiplication, like in addition and subtraction, you want your rational numbers to have the same denominator, but it is not so in case of multiplication and division. Plus minus में necessary है, denominator same होने चाहिए, multiply और divide में necessary नहीं है. So multiplication और division जब आप कर रहे हो rational numbers की, denominators match करें चाहे ना करें, it's completely okay with us. And second thing, you don't need LCM in case of multiplication and division. Please write down for yourself, no LCM needed when you are carrying out the multiplication or division of rational numbers, or if we go back to fractions. Then multiplication is very simple. You multiply the numerators, you multiply your denominators. And if there is any cutting happening, like if there is any simplification going on, you can simplify, you can cancel two values in pair. Means you can always do the cutting in a pair. Pair will contain one value from the numerator and one value from the denominator. Always. सामने सामने कभी कटिंग नहीं होगी. ये सारे रूल्स हमने फ्रैक्शंस के टाइम पे किए हुए हैं. आई एम जस्ट गोइंग ओवर दोस कि जब हमने मल्टीप्लिकेशन करनी है हमें एलसीएम लेने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. डिनोमिनेटर्स मैच हो गए तो भी ठीक है, नहीं मैच हुए तो भी ठीक है. Second thing, we multiply the numerator with numerator, we multiply the denominator with denominator, and if there is any cutting possible, we can do that. लेकिन जब cutting होगी, एक number ऊपर का होगा from the numerator, any one number from the numerator, any one number from the denominator. You cannot cancel the same values up in the same place. Like numerator को numerator से cancel नहीं कर सकते, denominator को denominator से cancel नहीं कर सकते. Please keep that in mind. Moving on to division, there is just one extra step. We changed the sign of division into multiplication, और जो के बाद rational number होगा हम उसका multiplicative inverse. I hope you remember that. पहली fraction as such रहेगी, second fraction reciprocate हो जाएगी. You will write down the multiplicative inverse, which is written by changing the places of numerator and denominator. Now these are the rules which we used for multiplication and division of fractions. Going over the rules of integers, integers में जब हम work करते हैं with positive negative values, we can cancel minus with minus in case of multiplication and in case of division. Plus minus में आप signs cancel नहीं करते हो. अगर आप दो वैल्यूज को प्लस कर रहे हो और दोनों नेगेटिव है, आप उनका नेगेटिव नेगेटिव कैंसिल नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन अगर आप मल्टीप्लिकेशन कर रहे हो और नेगेटिव नेगेटिव वैल्यू मल्टीप्लाई हो रही है, तो हम माइनस को माइनस साइन से कैंसिल कर सकते हैं. द माइनस ऑफ द न्यूमरेटर्स कैन बी कैंसल्ड इन पेयर्स. इफ of integers, the numerator's negative sign can be cancelled with the negative sign of the denominator. So these are some rules. Again, you can go back to that chapter. You have written those rules. You can revise those rules. It's possible I've shared the videos also. You can watch those videos also for fractions, multiplication, division, and for integers multiplication, division. So we will be combining those rules here when we do multiplication and division of rational numbers. Let's do a few parts, and if you have any questions, you can ask. So this is question number 3, first part. We have 9 by 2 multiplied with minus 7 by 4. So this is given to be in a bracket. We can remove the bracket without worrying about anything. So the next step, you can skip this step if you want. You can skip this step. You can directly jump to the next one, like multiplying your numerators and multiplying your denominator. And if you want, you can even skip this step and give the answer directly. Like what will be the value obtained in the numerator? जब न्यूमिनेटर्स का प्रोडक्ट आप फाइंड करोगे, you will get -63, and when you find the product of the denominators, you will get 8. So the fraction or the rational number, that's your answer, is -63 by 8. That's it. That's your answer. Second part, you have 3 by 10 multiplied with -9. This is given to be in a bracket. I'm going to write -9, which is an integer, in the form of a rational number. So -9 can be written as -9/1. This is something you might have needed in the fifth part also. In question number 2, where you had 6 only, you would have written it as 6/1 to perform the subtraction or addition, whatever was given. So right now I have removed the brackets. I have written -9 as a rational number, and now I can write down my product directly without writing down that I am multiplying the numerators together and I'm multiplying the denominators together. So from the numerator, I get -27, and from the denominator, I get 10. Anyone with questions here, how we are carrying out the multiplication? All right. Next one, we have -6/5 multiplied with 9/11. Again, if you don't want to write those steps, you can directly give your answer. Like in this case, I'm going to directly give the answer. From the numerator, I will get -54, and from the denominator, I will get 55. I've got 3/7 multiplied with -2/5. Can anyone answer?
-6/35.
That's right. I think this is the easiest of all the questions we have done till now, including first exercise. One question which was like very easy, it was find equivalent fractions, where you just multiply with any number of your choice, and you write down 2, 3 new rational numbers. That is very easy, and this one's very easy. You just have to multiply, as simple as that. And for this, I advise कि अगर tables नहीं आते, please be careful. Multiply and then write the answer, or learn the tables. Fifth part, you've got 3/11 multiplied by 2/5. Anyone other than Sahaj?
Six by 55.
Very good, Bunny. 6/55. Okay, Bhavya, you can answer the next one. 3/5 multiplied with -5/3.
-15 by -15.
And that will be?
Will get cancelled and 1.
That the answer will be 1. If you want, you can cancel right.
Ma'am?
Yes, beta?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
Bhavya?
we have to make them in standard form.
You can. It's completely fine if you convert it into standard form. I had only mentioned that for addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction do get affected if you do not change your denominator into a positive one. For multiplication division, the negatives get adjusted by getting cancelled. वहाँ पे cancel ही हो जाएंगे. So multiplication division में इतना worry करने की जरूरत नहीं है. But you could have done it after conversion into standard form. Even then your answer would have been same. You would obtain 1. For multiplication division, representation on the number line, comparison. You want your denominator to be positive. Definitely. Like उसमें आपके पास choice नहीं है. Multiplication division you can avoid. But if you have that in mind, you can do it. Like convert this first rational number into standard form. ये जो denominator के साथ minus लगा ये ऊपर आ जाएगा. उसके बाद आप product find कर सकते हो. Even then your answer will be 1. 15 gets cancelled with 15. The negative from the numerator gets cancelled with the negative from the denominator. The answer is 1. You can do the cutting right here. आप beginning में भी cutting कर सकते हो. I want you to observe one thing here. If you look closely, if you look closely, the rational numbers that are getting multiplied here, what do you think is the relation between them? जो पहला rational number है और जो second वाला rational number है, what do you think? How are they related?
मैम उसका रेसिप्रोकल हो जाता है बाद में.
Yes. If you take the first one, उसका reciprocal करो तो आपको second rational number मिलेगा. So right here, what we are doing is a rational number. The first one is a rational number, and हमने उसको multiply किया है उसके reciprocal से. And the product comes out to be 1. This is a rule which we had written in fractions. जब भी हम किसी fraction को उसके reciprocal से multiply करते हैं तो आंसर 1 बनता है. कोई भी rational number आप ले लो, जैसा मर्जी rational number ले लो, however small, however large, positive, negative, any sort of rational number, when you multiply it with its reciprocal, the answer will be 1. You can write this down in the form of a note. This can be asked
क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करके आंसर सेम ही आएगा तो 1 नहीं हो जाएगा.
Yes, all the values will get cancelled. Yes, fine. So you can write this in the form of a note. It could be asked as a blank or maybe a true false, or somebody could just ask you what happens when you multiply a rational number with its reciprocal. Reciprocal is also called multiplicative inverse. Kindly keep that in mind. Then we have the next question, which is division. Just be a little careful. When we were doing fractions, there were some students who start doing the cutting right in the beginning. तो cutting हम तब तक नहीं कर सकते जब तक आप division को multiplication में change नहीं कर देते. First thing we will do is we will change that division operation into multiplication, and then you can follow all the steps which you just followed in question number 3. आपने जो स्टेप्स क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 में फॉलो किए वो सारे स्टेप्स आप फॉलो कर सकते हो. कटिंग कर सकते हो, मल्टीप्लाई करके आंसर दे सकते हो, लेकिन पहली चीज जो आपको करनी है, you want to change the sign of division into multiplication. The first part over here is -4 divided by 2 over 3. So I'm just going to write this down, -4 as -4 over 1.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम.
Yes, Achyut?
मैम मेरे ना लैपटॉप से आवाज नहीं आ रही तो मैम मैंने इसलिए मोबाइल से वॉइस के लिए ज्वाइन किया.
Okay.
मैम हमने इसमें एलसीएम नहीं निकालना थर्ड क्वेश्चन में.
No, you joined late. This is the first thing I was mentioning. In case of multiplication and division, you do not require to find out the LCM. That's required only in plus and minus.
ओके मैम.
So now you can see what I've done here. I have not done anything yet except changing -4 and writing it as a rational number. This is the first thing I have done. अभी मैंने कुछ चेंज नहीं किया, मैंने डिवीजन को कुछ भी टच भी नहीं किया. I have just written -4 as a rational number by putting 1 in the denominator. Now I will start working with the division, focusing on how to solve that. -4 by 1, that is my first rational number, no change, to the first rational number, no change. Then the sign of division will change to multiplication, and your second rational number will be reciprocated.
-6.
2 by 3 becomes 3 by 2, and now you can give your answer by simplifying.
-12.
The answer comes out to be -12 by 2. You can reduce it to the lowest form. As you can see,
-6.
that's correct, Shivam. Cutting ho rahi hai. 2 1s are 2, 2 6s are 12. The answer is -6. The 1 in the denominator can be ignored.
Ma'am, can we do cutting in that step when we change
Yes.
division into multiplication?
Yes, you can do cutting here also. Right here with 2 and 4, you can do the cutting here also. That actually is helpful because product find करने के बाद values बड़ी हो जाती हैं. फिर cutting करना हो सकता है आपको difficult लगे. तो जब आपके पास product से पहले numbers cancel हो रहे हैं, आप वहीं पे cancel कर लोगे. It might be convenient. minus 3 by 5 divided by 2. The first thing I want to do here is I want to write 2 as a rational number. That's right, Shivam, your answer is right. First of all, I'm going to just focus on 2. I'm going to write
Excuse
2
me,
as
ma'am.
a rational number. And now I will focus on changing the division sign into multiplication. 2 by 1 becomes 1 by 2. Keep in mind, first rational number, no change. Only the second one will be reciprocated. Second के जो numerator denominator हैं, वो upside down हो जाएगी fraction.
Excuse me, ma'am.
All right, Sahaj, I'll wait. Yes, Achut.
Ma'am, can you re-explain how to do fourth question?
Beta, we are carrying out the division of rational numbers. It is similar to the division of fractions. If you can recall, fractions में जब हम division करते थे, the second rational number is changed into its multiplicative inverse. Along with that, we change the sign of division to multiplication. हम दो चीजें side by side करते हैं. Division का sign जो होगा, it gets changed to multiplication, and at the same time, if you look at the first part on the screen, if you look at the first part,
Yes,
आप
ma'am.
ये वाला step और जो
Monica,
second step है,
now can you
compare that. Beta, someone has their microphone on in the background. So if you compare these two steps, what you can see is I have changed the sign of division into multiplication. एक ये change नजर आ रही है आपको, और दूसरा change आपको नजर आएगा 2 by 3 को मैंने लिखा है 3 by 2. So you want to do these two things together. आपको ये दोनों चीजें इकट्ठी करनी है. Division.
Ma'am, इसमें फ्रैक्शन से तो नहीं है, मल्टीप्लिकेटिव इनवर्स का मल्टीप्लिकेशन का साइन डाल देते थे और न्यूमरेटर को डिनोमिनेटर की जगह
Yes.
डिनोमिनेटर को न्यूमरेटर.
Exactly like that. Yes, exactly like that. And then you can just simplify and give the answer. Same thing I have done here in part 2. As you can see, the sign of division is changed to multiplication, and 2 by 1 has been changed to 1 by 2. And now you can obtain your answer. There is no cutting happening here. There is no pair of values which have a common factor. So the answer will be minus 3 from the numerator. Multiply the values from the numerator and multiply the values from the denominator, and you will get your answer. Sahaj, beta, have you done?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome, beta. Third part is minus 4 by 5 divided by minus 3. First rational number as such, I am writing minus 3 as minus 3 over 1. And now I will change that division to multiply. Minus 3 by 1 will become 1 by minus 3. I've changed it. This will be minus 4 over minus 15. And then this negative gets cancelled with negative. That's right, Bani and Shivam. Bani, beta, you can cancel that minus of the numerator with the minus of the denominator. Just like in integers, if you can recall, integers में हम cancel कर देते थे ना. Multiply or divide करते हुए, negatives can be cancelled in pairs. Fourth part, we have minus 1 by 8 divided by 3 by 4. So I already have rational numbers with me. So I'm going to just change the sign of division. Minus 1 by 8, first as such, no change. Division becomes multiplication. 3 by 4 becomes 4 by 3.
minus 1 by 6.
Yes, just a minute. Yes, Bhavya.
Ma'am, can we cancel minus signs before solving the question?
Yes, but only in multiply and divide. सिर्फ multiplication division में
Okay,
cancel
ma'am.
करना. Yes, plus minus में मत करना. Now you can do the cutting of these two values right here, 4 and 8, if you want. One value from the numerator, one value from the denominator. Or you can do the cutting afterwards. So I'm just going to cancel these two right here. Remember, one value will be from the numerator, one value will be from the denominator whenever you're doing cutting. And this can be only done when you are carrying out multiplication and division. Don't mix the rules. Don't mix the rules of addition and subtraction with multiplication and division. Multiplication division में हम इस तरह से cancel कर सकते हैं. One value from the numerator, one value from the denominator, like a cross. Otherwise, if you do this in addition, you might get your answer wrong. So I'm dividing these two by 4, and now I have minus 1 by 2. You can skip this step. I'm just writing down the changed values. Minus 1 by 2 into 1 by 3. The answer from the numerator is minus 1, and from the denominator it is 6. हरनिवास बेटा चेक करो माइनस साइन आपका मिस हो गया है.
Yes, ma'am, वो गलती से.
Okay. Just a minute. Students have sent the answer for the next one as well. Let me just check. E part. E part is minus 14 by 13. Yes. Yes, Ranveer, we can cancel after multiplication as well. You can multiply first and then you can change it into simplest forms afterwards. आप मल्टीप्लाई करके भी कर सकते हो. लाइक इन फर्स्ट पार्ट पे मैंने पहले मल्टीप्लाई किया फिर कटिंग की. यहाँ पे पहले मैंने कटिंग की है फिर मैंने मल्टीप्लाई किया है. सो यू कैन इंटरचेंज दोस टू थिंग्स. Then we have minus 2 by 13 divided by 1 by 7. That's correct. So minus 2 by 13, no change. Division becomes multiplication. 1 by 7 becomes 7 over 1. Again, no cutting going on here. The numerator gives me minus 14 and the denominator gives me 13. Minus 7 over 12 divided by minus 2 over 13. Minus 7 by 12, no change. Sign of division changes to sign of multiplication. Yes, that's correct. Correct. Your answer is correct now, Meher. You forgot, I think you just missed that one. All right. Okay. So this becomes 13 by minus 2. No cutting going on. Please do not cancel 2 and 12. They are in the denominators. You cannot cancel denominator with denominator. You can cancel this minus with minus though. आप ये minus को minus से cancel कर सकते हो. If you prefer cancelling now, you can do that and then find the product. I'm going to find out the product and then do the cutting. From the numerator, I obtain minus 91. 13 sevens are 91. Then 12 twos are 24 with a minus sign. Now I can cancel the minus with the minus. And my answer will be 91 over 24. The next chapter is chapter number 10. We will be going on in order now. It will be
Ma'am, there is
constructions.
one more
So,
part
okay,
of
one
it.
more thing. There is a change in the timetable. You are going to have now 3 days for math class along with Wednesday and Thursday on Friday. On Friday, you will have your class at 12:20. That is the 6th period according to the timetable. So please ensure. Yes, beta.
मैम मैंने आपसे पूछना कि कल न्यूज आ रही थी कि स्कूल फिर से रीओपन हो जाएंगे
Yes.
7 जनवरी को. तो
Beta-
मैम
हाँ जी.
तो मैम आज तो आप ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लग रही हैं.
Beta, the actually that instruction was passed on yesterday. Government schools had already those instructions, so I think they have reopened. The students will be going, but our school will do some planning how to call the students to school, keeping in mind your safety. And if there is any such plan, we will inform you.
ओके मैम, बट मैम कुछ स्कूल्स में ऐसा भी है ना कि वो पेरेंट्स की परमिशन से बच्चे को भेज रहे हैं.
Yes, that is there. Yes.
ओके मैम.
Earlier,
Thank you,
beta,
ma'am.
earlier the senior students were being called to school 9 to 12, and they were being called with parents' consent. So as per the latest news that I have read is all the students can be called to school. Now, I guess that will be done in groups. I don't know how. So the schools will be making some plans. But as for now, for
मैम,
you,
वो तो कह रहे
अभी तो बेटा
first
online
to fifth
classes
तक
चल
नहीं
रही हैं.
खोलना है.
अच्छा, just a minute. अभी तो online classes लग रही हैं. As soon as there is any plan for you to be called to school for your classes, you will be informed beforehand. And if there is anything like that consenting, आपको उसके बारे में भी inform कर देंगे. That information your class teacher will pass on to you.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू मैम.
जस्ट वेट. राइट नाउ अभी कोई नहीं आया मैसेज, ऐसे हमारी नॉलेज में नहीं है. 10th एंड 12th को बुलाया गया है, उनको कंसेंट के लिए पूछा गया है. जूनियर क्लासेस के लिए भी कोई मैसेज नहीं है.
Excuse me, ma'am.
यस बेटा.
मैम आपने थोड़े दिन पहले एक मैसेज भेजा था कि क्लासरूम में पीडीएफ वाइज चैप्टर भेजने हैं. वो असाइनमेंट्स के भेजने हैं, जो हमने कॉपी भी किए हैं वो भेजने हैं.
ओनली द चैप्टर्स, द टेक्स्ट बुक वर्क.
ओके मैम.
Last part, changing the sign of division to multiplication and writing down the multiplicative inverse of the second rational number. And now you can simplify. 13 and 65 have a common factor. You can do the cutting right here. Divide both by 13 and then multiply. From the numerators, 3 multiplied with 5 will give you 15. And from the denominator, you get -4. Now, this one is not in standard form. So I'm just going to shift this minus from the denominator and write it with my numerator. 15 by -4 can be written as -15/4, and this will be your answer. I hope all the students have done this question. I would just like to do the homework that was given to you. The students who've already done, they can just check their answers alongside. Homework was question number 2, 4th part, and 5th part. So 4th part was -3/8, -7/11. This is not multiplication division. This is something, subtraction sign is there. So I want these to be like rational numbers. So I'm going to find out the LCM of the denominators, 8 and 11. It comes out to be 88. And now change your rational numbers. The first rational number will be multiplied with 11. Denominator को 88 बनाना है. किससे multiply
Ma'am,
करेंगे?
the answer is 89, -89/88.
That's right. Second rational number का denominator अगर 88 बनाना हो तो किससे multiply करेंगे? 8 से. So your second rational number's numerator will be -56. And since 33, 56, both are negative, you're going to add the two numbers, 89, and the answer will be negative. The denominator is 88. Fifth part, you had -2 and 1/9 with -6. That's correct. That's correct, Achyut. The answer is -73/9 for this part. Let's change this mixed number into improper form. Minus as such, change this to improper form. 9 into 2 plus 1. And 6 can be written as 6/1. That's correct, Bhavya. Now I would like to find the LCM of the denominators. The LCM of any number with 1 is the number itself. Common denominator is 9. No change in the first one because the denominator was already 9. I don't want to change this. The second one needs to be changed. In order to make the denominator equal to 9, I would like to multiply the second rational number with 9. Into 9, from the numerator you get 54, and now you can obtain your answer. Since your numbers in the
73.
numerator are both negative, you can add the two. The answer is 73. Since both values were negative, the answer will also be negative. The denominator has 9 there, and that will be your answer. So the students who had done the question, they can match their answers, and the ones who hadn't done can note it down and complete their work. I will be now posting the homework on Google Classroom so that you can just upload the PDF for this chapter. There were some students who had already shared the PDF of various chapters exercise wise with me. I think Shivam ne mere ko aise bheja hua apna work. So what you can do is, if you have like 3 exercises and you have 3 separate PDFs, then you can attach those 3 PDFs if you already have those. अगर आपने वो delete नहीं की, तो आप वो 3 PDFs under homework attach कर सकते हो. आपको नया PDF बनाने की जरूरत नहीं. Anyone else with any questions here?
No, ma'am.
That will be all. I want you to keep your geometry boxes, construction tools with you tomorrow. We will be starting with chapter number 10 tomorrow. Constructions hai usme, and we will be doing only examples. Hum exercise nahi karenge, hum examples karenge. And I want you to just revise कि जब हम angles construct करते थे with the help of pair of compasses, तो हम किस तरह से construct करते थे. एक बार वो revise कर लेना. How to use your protractor to measure an angle, to draw an angle, because you will require that. Keep 2 pencils with you, one for your pair of compasses and one as a spare one, to mark and draw line segments or writing down anything. So keep everything ready. Pencils must be sharpened. I hope you all know how to fix your pencil into that compass. Keep it all ready with you. Yes, Bhavya?
Ma'am, all exercises are cut in chapter 10.
Yes, all exercises are cut. We will be only doing examples. And if there is any extra question which I want to discuss, I might discuss that. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone needs to keep their geometry boxes ready with them. And do revise the construction of angles with the help of compasses, and drawing it with the help of a protractor, how to measure an angle with the help of protractor, whatever we did in 6th standard. All right? I'll see you all tomorrow at 12:20. Yes, beta?
मैम हम एग्जांपल्स के साथ साथ थिंक डिस्कस एंड राइट भी करेंगे.
No, beta. From constructions, that's not required. Construction basically mostly is practical work. उसमें इतना आपको logically या technically कुछ नहीं होगा answer करने के लिए या question करने के लिए. The only thing that can be asked is कि construct this. Last year, I'll just give you a little recall. हमने last year क्या क्या किया था. We learned how to draw a line segment, how to copy a line segment, how to draw an angle, how to copy an angle. Angles की construction की थी हमने with the help of pair of compasses. Bisection की थी उसकी. We learned how to draw the perpendicular bisector of a line segment, and we also learned how to draw a circle. Then I guess these were the main things we did. And we are now going to extend that knowledge जो हमने last year सीखा है, उसकी help से अब हम triangles की construction सीखेंगे. आपको triangle बताया होगा कि triangle की sides ये हैं या उसके angles ये वाले हैं, तो आप कैसे actual वो triangle को construct करोगे. हम draw नहीं करेंगे, हम construct करेंगे with the help of pair of compasses. We will be using that to make sure the measurement is exact. Normally जब आपको triangle दिया होता है, if I say बेटा draw करो with sides 3, 4, 5, आप ruler की help से simply draw कर देते हो. एक side 3 draw की, एक side 4 draw की, एक side 5 draw की. लेकिन अब हम precise construction करेंगे और सभी के जो triangles बनेंगे वो exactly same बनेंगे. Same picture will be there in everyone's notebook. This is something new. Don't worry. You will find it interesting. Don't worry. We'll do it tomorrow. Please make sure, don't forget. Write it down, inform your parents that you have class tomorrow at 12:20. भूल ना जाओ. आपकी classes 10:50 पे खत्म हो जाती हैं, and you usually put your bags and books away. So you might miss out on tomorrow's class. So write it down somewhere, inform your parents that you have your class from 12:20 to 1 o'clock on Fridays now. All right?
Okay, ma'am.
All right, beta. God bless you. I'll see you all
Excuse me,
tomorrow
ma'am.
at 12:20.